Hi, it's Character Corner time again. I missed last week, sorry about that. Today I want to talk about a character from the Dragonlance Chronicles trilogy. Here's the box set. Let's see if I can put it up where you can see it. And the first book in it is Dragons of an Autumn Twilight. That's where this character comes from. The second book is Dragons of a Winter Night. It's really nice artwork here, you can see. And then the third book is Dragons of Spring Dawning. There you go, right there. Yeah. Okay, so the character that I want to talk about is not a main character. But he's a really cool character. And I read this book probably 20 years ago, this series. And I've thought about this character many times just because of the way he was introduced. And so that's what I want to talk about today, that sometimes the way a character is introduced is really memorable and kind of solidifies that character in your mind. So I'm just going to read from here how this character is introduced. And the character's name is Fizban, who is, he's in this case, he's manifesting himself as a wizard, but he's really a god in disguise. And I wonder as I read the book if as he's in his human form, if he remembers that he's really a god. He's kind of interesting the way that this works out. But the thing to realize is that as this group of characters in this book, as the heroes are going out throughout their adventure, they get captured by a group called the Draconians, who are a humanoid race of dragon-type reptilian creatures that serve as the foot soldiers for the High Dragon Lord. And so these guys are enslaved when they come across Fizban. And here's how this happens. By sunrise of the third day, the Draconian army was flagging from the night's long march and looking forward to a rest. The companions had spent another sleepless night and looked forward to nothing but another chill and dismal day. But the cages suddenly rolled to a stop. Tanis glanced up, puzzled at the change in routine. The other prisoners roused themselves and looked out the cage bars. They saw an old man dressed in long robes that once might have been white and a battered pointed hat. He appeared to be talking to a tree. "I say, did you hear me?" The old man shook a worn walking stick at the oak. "I said move, and I meant it. I was sitting on that rock," he pointed to a boulder, "enjoying the rising sun on my old bones when you had the nerve to cast a shadow over it and chill me. Move this instant, I say." The tree did not respond. It also did not move. "I won't take any more of your insolence." The old man began to beat on the tree with his stick. "Move or I'll... "Someone shut that loony in a cage," Master Toad shouted, galloping back from the front of the caravan. "Get your hands off me!" The old man shrieked at the Draconians who ran up and accosted him. He beat on them feebly with his staff until they took it away from him. "Arrest the tree," he insisted. "Obstructing sunlight, that's the charge." The Draconians threw the old man roughly into the companion's cage. Tripping over his robes, he fell to the floor. "Are you all right, old one?" Riverwind asked as he assisted the old man to a seat. Goldmoon left Theros' side. "Yes, old one," she said softly. "Are you hurt?" "I'm a cleric of..." "Mishakal," he said, peering at the amulet around her neck. "How very interesting. My. He stared at her in astonishment. "You don't look 300 years old." Goldmoon blinked, uncertain how to react. How did you recognize..." "I'm not 300. She was growing confused. "Of course you're not. I'm sorry, my dear." Anyway, that's the way that this old man is introduced. He's actually a very powerful wizard by the name of Fizban, but he's always fumbling around. He's always getting the companions. They feel like that he's more of a nuisance and more of a pain than he is a help, but of course at the end he is a huge help to them. Anyway, if you're interested, it's a great series. It's a fun series. It was written in the 80s and 90s, I believe. I think actually 80s. And it's by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. So enjoy, and I will see all of you again on the next Character Corner.